Well, hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. It's that time of year when I don my grandmother's apron and make some kind of cheesecake dessert for the boys. Last year I made a pumpkin cheesecake, but this year I'm making cheesecake cupcakes. These are super easy and they would be great to take to a potluck or Christmas party or just to have on hand as a snack for visiting guests or family. I will link the recipe below for you in the description box, and it will also be on my blog. I found this recipe in the 1990s in a dessert cookbook, and I've made it off and on for years. It's really versatile because you can top the cupcakes with anything you want or have on hand. I'm going to be using a couple of different homemade jams for my mother, but you can use any kind of pie filling or chocolate or fresh fruit, pretty much anything you want that fits the theme of your occasion or holiday. I found these cute little cupcake holders at Walmart, and they will be perfect and very festive for Christmas. The thing I love about this particular recipe and what makes it super easy is that you don't need to make a crust. You can just use vanilla wafers. So I'm going to put one in each of my cupcake holders before I pour in the filling. Okay, so this is the fun part, especially if you're really clumsy like I am, and just getting a spoonful of that filling into each one of those cups is a challenge without getting everything really messy. But somehow I was able to do it and not make too much of a mess. These are gonna go in the oven for about 25 minutes at 325. Then as soon as they come out, I will let them sit until they cool off, and then I'll put them in the fridge overnight before I put any of the toppings on, which I will do tomorrow. My cupcakes have been in the fridge overnight, so they're set, and I'm going to put on my toppings. I'm using my mother's delicious, delicious homemade jams in the blueberry, the strawberry blueberry, and regular strawberry. You can use any kind of fruit pie topping or pie filling like blueberry, cherry, or even fresh fruits like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, pretty much anything you want. Or you can just leave them plain. Now that I have these ready, I'm going to put them back in the fridge until my son and husband get home later. In the meantime, I'm going to finish decorating in here, and I'll show you around when I get everything done. I really wanted to try something a little bit different this year, so I brought out the red transferware that I always use, including the Old Britain Castles pieces my mother bought for me, which I just love, and I love to use them every Christmas. But I also borrowed some of her Johnson Brothers Friendly Village dishes to mix in with these, and I really love how they look together with the brownware, and I'm just so thankful that she let me borrow them this season. I'm also using my Christopher Radko Everyday China, and I'll show you that later in the video. I like to cut white pine branches and stick those in because they add such a festive touch of green, and it's an easy and no-cost way to add some Christmas cheer pretty much anywhere. I also like to cut little sprigs of cedar and tie them together with floral wire and place them here and there. Again, it's free and it just adds such a beautiful little detail that I particularly enjoy seeing. I'm using the dark gray plaid scarves I bought last year for a table runner and also for my sink skirt because I just love this pattern and it just feels so festive and appropriate for Christmas. I always create a really fancy centerpiece, but this year I just wanted something simpler, so I got an old ammo box that my grandfather had made into a shoe shining box and added a couple of trays and some wet floral foam and filled it with pine, mountain fire pieris, and nandina berries. It is so simple, but I love it and it was perfect for this season. I have a tree here in the kitchen and I love to fill it with more personal ornaments, including some that my kids and husband made and some that were made by my grandmother, some I bought in Germany, and some things that I just love that I've had for a very long time. Over the dining table, I actually used a faux garland that I bought at Michael's maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I stick cedar and white pine branches in it so it looks really full and pretty. This year, I decided instead of hanging all the red ribbons that I've done in years past, I would just hang a few of these cinnamon ornaments that my kids made and some oranges I dried, actually several years ago. I just pack those away in a plastic bag every year when I'm done with them, and they have kept really well. I always like to hang my grandmother's aprons on this old screen door, and the screen door was actually in the old house that Daddy grew up in here, so just everything about this is really special to me. And I remember my grandmother Isabel wearing pretty aprons on Sundays and special holidays if we were here for dinner, and I'm just so happy that I have these and I can take care of them and enjoy them and then pass them on to my girls someday. One of my most beloved treasures is this Commodore candy cane and the angel candle holders my grandmother always had in her dining room windowsill. I was fascinated with these as a child, and to be able to have them now is really special to me. So they come out every single year and remind me of those wonderful Christmases here with my grandparents, who I miss so very much now. I actually have some very special cards from my childhood, including my first Christmas card after I was born from my maternal grandparents, and I love to hang those with a couple of others that I hang on a piece of jute twine on this window from the old house. I really have just added some greenery, some dinnerware I had, some I borrowed from Mother, and some family treasures here and there to give my kitchen some Christmas spirit. Again, I'm just using things I already have without going to the store or ordering online something that I don't need. I'm going to show you around so you can see everything I did, and I hope you see something that inspires you to get out something in a cabinet or closet you hadn't thought about in a while, or even just move some things around to give your room a new perspective. It really is all about using what you have and making it special. course, a house is really just a house without people living in it to make it a home. And I'm certainly thankful for my boys, my parents right next door, and visits from my girls whom I miss so very much. While this season is about the birth of the Savior and the hope and light He brought to a dark world, certainly I am thankful for the blessings I have and for these people I get to claim as mine and these people that I get to love. I wish all of you joy, hope, peace, and the love brought by that little baby in a manger to anyone who receives it. Merry Christmas, friends.